Hello everyone, it's Douglas E. Welch and it's time for another container garden update. And guess what? It's time for lettuce. That's right. Due to some nice gentle rains we've had this last week and the time that I got this new container set up, which you can see in a previous video entitled lettuce, you can see I potted up this new pot with potting soil and to be redundant in all cases, and then I planted a variety of seedlings, of lettuce seedlings in here, and sure enough, up they come. They're very tiny, you can just barely see them, but I think I've got them in at exactly the right time of year. We're getting the natural rains coming in, it's nice and cool, it's not too hot, so they're not going to bolt, and hopefully we'll get a nice, good crop off of this lettuce. Realized I should have numbered these pots a little more clearly, but now especially since I added the fifth pot, I'm not sure which one's which. I think this is pot number 4, we'll call it. And you can see in the foreground here we have a nice strawberry flower appearing here. I'm seeing some others on the other plants in the other pots. We've got some spinach coming up here in the middle, and these new little seedlings over here are kale, which I dropped in here earlier to try and move some of the kale production over to this pot, give it a little more space with just the one strawberry in here, and see what pops up. The spinach actually I didn't expect to pop up. We planted it and it really didn't do much. The squirrels got into it, but now it's coming back with all this rain we've had, so we'll let it grow, and if we need to thin it out we will. So nothing like some good baby spinach to go in a salad maybe, and then we'll let the other ones grow on to full size. The rain has really helped our parsley crop here too in container number 2. It's finally taken hold, it feels nice and robust, and hopefully this will continue as the days start to warm up even further, and maybe we'll try and get some more herbs growing in this pot as well. So we talked in an earlier video about the frost that we had here. We only had one night of frost according to the weather reporting, and nothing really got damaged. We did cover our containers that evening, but in this container geranium here, which I'm very proud of, this container geranium was a housewarming present over 16.5 years ago. I'm very proud that I've kept it alive all this time. Haven't seen hardly any damage at all in the garden. I did notice today though, you may notice that there's up here, you can see that there's some blackened leaves here and here, and also how some of the foliage has turned red. You can see kind of the green pigment has left, leaving a reddish tint. I think this is a little bit of frost damage, just kind of nipped the outside edges of this plant. Geraniums, thank goodness, are really pretty hardy actually, so with our temperatures and our temperate climate here, we're not going to see much damage at all. Another couple of nights, it might have nipped it back kind of hard, but just happened to notice this on the way into the house the other day and wanted to point it out to you as some example of what can happen during even a light frost. So that's it for this relatively short container garden update. Lots of stuff happening in our containers. It looks like our lettuce is going to pop real well, and I'm taking a look around for some other things I might be able to plant up. As I said, we still have one more of these pots that I could put out, so I'm scratching my head a little bit, talking with my wife about what she might want to try and grow in here, and we'll see what happens as the weeks pass by. For more information, you can always visit the website, douglasewelch.com. Please leave your questions and comments either on YouTube, on the blog, on Twitter, wherever. I'd love to hear what's going on in your garden, container or otherwise. And perhaps I'll answer your questions or address your comments on the next episode. Until next time, keep digging.